Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
Hi people, in Bell here. As the title of this video suggests, this is the latest on Bedfellows as of today, 2nd of February 2014. It was interesting. I made a few notes here. First of all, the charge against Bedfellows is perverting the course of justice. There is no indication who made this allegation, whether it came direct from the police or whether it came from Kenneth Clarke, or no indication whatsoever. Unfortunately, the court hearing happened at 10 o'clock on time. Unfortunately, I didn't get there on time. Well, I did. I was there at what time was I there? 9:30. But it took me an hour to find a parking place. Very unhelpful people there. By which time it was all over. So that's how quick it was. 5 minutes apparently. Anyway, what I can tell you at the moment is nothing happened except, if I can read my writing here, first I was told that there were 3 dates given, with the quote, just because we have given these dates does not mean that they won't be changed. So I won't mention those dates. Apparently the date, all dates are provisional according to what prosecutors may be or may not be available at those days and times. So we have to suit their timetable, and if we don't turn up, or if the accused doesn't turn up in court because it doesn't suit his timetable, some emergency perhaps, or for reasons beyond their control they can't turn up, then they fight against you automatically. So it's all weighed against the people, but you know that anyway. Anyway, he was remanded. He's remanded. Okay, back in custody. He could be released if someone coughed up or was able to prove they had £5,000 to bail him out. And this is one of the tricks, you know, they set bail at a price that you haven't got. So you don't get bail. However, just when you thought it was all over, absolute hero, Paul Foot, that was with an E on the end of foot, so it reads Paul Foot, but it's Paul Foot, F-O-O-T-E. He put up bail around about 11 o'clock-ish. I'm vague with times because I didn't make a note of the time, so I had to guess it in retrospect. Okay. The conditions of bail. He's got a curfew from 10 p.m. till 3 a.m. From 10 o'clock at night till 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, yeah, come on, nightclubs are still open at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. But curfew 10 a.m. till 3 a.m. and he's going to be tagged. Okay, we know where you are at all times. That's our business. Anyway, he was bailed to reappeal on the the dates we have, and bear in mind, mark them off in your diary by all means, but don't underline them. They're not written in stone. Everything can be changed. 13th of February, that's next month. Turn up to court to have papers served. Right. I don't understand that. Maybe someone can explain it. But you turn up in court to have papers served. Shouldn't the papers have been served before he turned up in court today? Hey, I don't know. Anyway, 13th of February, turning up in court for papers to be served. The 13th of March, which gives him a full month to prepare his defence. 13th of March, defence statements will be produced. And then the 20th of March, he is bailed to reappear on that date to put in a plea of either guilty or not guilty. Guilty to what? Perverting the court of justice. How has he done that? He hasn't. I don't see how the prosecution can possibly demonstrate that. I hope to be there when it happens. Got notes all over the place here. I think that's about it. Let's have a look. Yep. And that's it, except I do have an interview with Hannah, which you can see, well, right now.
Jesus Christ. They must pay you well. They must pay you really well. Well, why don't you move?
These are the people who did what?
These are the people who lost the tapes. They destroyed the tapes.
Sorry, which tapes?
The tapes of the Cook report.
Sorry, can you not video these books?
I just want the number, babe, that's all.
It's got nothing
to do with you. No, it has actually.
It has
You've got the number on there. I'm going to ring it if that's okay.
But we've got nothing to do with Iron Mountain. This is nothing to do
Well,
with
why are you involved then? I'm just taking Iron Mountain's number,
It's
that's
an
it.
archive box.
Right, is that box for Iron Mountain, yes or no? That number?
So, can I be asked, can you not film with me and I need a reason for you to take this picture. We're in a public place.
It's a public place, they can do whatever.
It's in the public interest, I'm afraid. When you've got paedophiles in government, we have to protect
Oh, but this has got nothing to do with your case.
It's public land.
You're getting the photo, guys.
Right, go on, you get in.
I'm not going to get over it. Joy!
Free bedfellows! Donald, you're telling victims to come forward at the same time as imprisoning other ones. No more paedophiles in Westminster! No double speak intimidation.
Say that again.
I said, Kenny MacDonald of the Metropolitan Police is going on the television appealing for victims to come forward. We will believe you, we will listen to you, you can trust us. And at the same time, he's getting the grapevine working because Ben's in prison, Chris Spivey's getting harassed, somebody else is in prison somewhere else. It's a total double standard. It's like, come forward, you can trust us, but by the way, you do know there's a few of you in prison, don't you? Or trying to get their kids taken off them, being intimidated by the system.
Being intimidated by the system.
And Kenny MacDonald was on the television again a couple of days ago. Different man, he had the grace to look embarrassed the second time. The first time he's like, oh yeah, you can trust us, you can trust us. The second time he had the grace to look a bit ashamed. So this is just double standards. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
We've lived our life by it, unfortunately.
For himself, when he first put forward his theory to the society, they kicked it out because he said that children were being abused and they were hysterical because they were being abused. They kicked it out. He went back in and said it was fantasy. When then they accepted his theory, he had to change his theory before they would accept it.
To align with their ends. Definitely.
So
that system is what was taught to, you know, the young people who are coming up to be social workers.
That's right.
That system, and it's not right. It's obviously. The nature-nurture debate is really a distraction, because it's obvious that we are born with certain qualities, that's how I've seen it, and we learn about the qualities too, which is, to me, that's the bit that gets imprinted on us. The environment, we are a product to a degree of our environment, aren't we? So if we're in a care home, for example, it's got a pond in the back with a sculpture of Satan in the middle. Yeah. If I'm a social worker working at that place, I'm going to have an issue with that.
They were taking all of our staff.
You know what I'm talking about, right? So I don't get how staff worked among that in the backyard. You know, to me, they must have been all Satanists, not even realising they were. Yeah? And I'm talking to you truth. I'm not even trying to be. Yeah? The reality is, we're dealing with beings who have been very cleverly able to disguise who they are and operate within the masses, right? But there's one way to identify them, and it's through their actions and what they do. That's what I've learned. And obviously people who have been abused have been closer to these beings, so they know what their energy is. Because it's about energy. This is what we are. Don't watch the words. The words are going to trick us into going, oh, okay, you're my friend. No, you're not. If you know what I mean. Yeah? It's the energy we have to start. It's the old-fashioned stuff. You know, the dog knows you're fearing it, it's coming for you. It's the same for humans. We've got to know what's going on and show no fear to no human being. You know, you've been endowed, we've been endowed with wonderful, you know, qualities and stuff. So we need to start putting it into action and becoming our greatest version. Yeah, they're educating us in a way that we don't know what we're doing, really. If you know what I mean, yeah. They've tricked us into a way of believing something about We didn't film your boxes, sir. No, we didn't film your boxes. It was, first of all, it was up.
Right. Let's go back to the corner. Really? You're welcome. Keep in touch with Sabine McNeil. She's going to be.
Hannah,
Hi.
lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Yeah, I know there's limited how much you can say. From here today till now, the Sanian facts run down.
Okay, what's occurred Today was a preliminary hearing for Ben. A court date has been set for the 13th of February, which is when the papers are going to be served. And then on the 20th of March, Ben will make his plea, and then the defence statements are due on the 13th of March. That could change depending on what happens between now and then. But we're very positive at this moment in time. Massive thank you to Paddy Dorian and everyone who's come along to support Ben today. This isn't just about Ben, this is about blowing the lid on the cover-up of the Westminster paedophile ring. We hope that we're getting closer and closer to doing that. We can't say very much about this case, but one thing's for sure is we're very glad to have Ben out so he can work on his defence now.
Okay. Thank you very much. Clear and concise. There he is. Unfortunately, we can't interview Ben because our gag orders and injunction, but he is allowed to give us a wave and a hello. There you go, and that's all. Unfortunately,
Let's get back.
you see, been a lot of support.
My car's arrived, so.
He's not worried. No, of course. You know, like Osborne says, oh, it's a recession, we're going to be in it for a while. Putin said, the roof is buggered. 2 years.
One thing I'd like to add, I didn't interview Ben because part of his bail conditions is a gag order. Absolute zip. He doesn't talk to the media, radio, television, bloggers. Absolute silence. Okay. So there's certain things that I'm unable to say, there's certain things that Hannah is unable to say, and please guys, no speculation at the moment, okay, no speculation. The naysayers who said that Ben went abroad because he thought the police were after him, whatever, he did, but they said he was just paranoid. Well, the very fact that as soon as he turned up in the UK, he was arrested as soon as he got off the plane at Heathrow Airport, with, believe it or not, or by, an armed response unit. Now, isn't that over the top? But anyway, that shuts up the naysayers, doesn't it? Another thing from Ben, which has been said by many others, what was appreciated most of all were the letters he received. And it's when you're alone in prison, it's what you love most of all is the letters, the stamps, the envelopes and the notepaper. That's valued beyond any price. So to everybody who wrote, sent stamps or whatever, thank you very, very much, from the heart, from Ben. Don't send any more for a while because he's at home. Okay. Okay, he's tagged, curfewed, gagged, but he's got those limitations on his freedom. But at least at least he's not banged up. So thank you people for your ongoing support. Thank you for listening to this video, and spread it, you know, let people know what's going on. I mean, Ben walked from Plymouth to bloody Parliament Square. That's a long walk, you know. It was a big thing for someone to do. Not a mention of it on the mainstream media. Absolute gag they are. Now I will say this, there was a Daily Mail reporter there, but even he admitted that he's very limited. Certain things he cannot write. And I said to him, well, you can, you choose not to. And mumbled an excuse why he couldn't. No doubt it's editorial policy, so even if he did write it, it wouldn't be published, it wouldn't get past the editor. So, many thanks people. Cheers. I'll catch you with an update or whatever another time. Thank you.